Hey everyone, it's Libby from Meister Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people, the traditional custodians of the land on which these videos are made, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Yes, I did a quick move around as the sun has moved off this part of the table. So welcome, 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 and for the senses, entertainment only. Okay, why don't we have a look in this particular reading? It's a bit of a different reading. I'm going to have a look at the millennial leaders that are coming through, which is actually really exciting. So, Wyatt Russell, in case you haven't heard, has done the most amazing speech to the ICE agents, Homeland Security, son of Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn. A lot of them are saying, "Oh, son of Kurt Russell, do not forget the firebrand that is Goldie Hawn." So, yeah, absolute. Fabulous to see him standing up. But I had a look, and yes, he is a millennial. Along with, I was reminded that Rachel, what was who did the amazing speech that I put in my post section from Missouri, Rachel Proudy from Missouri, also a millennial. So is, I believe, AOC, or is she? They're sort of X's tipping into millennials, some of them. Jasmine Crockett. Now, for those that have read the book, the fourth turning is here. Fabulous read. I'm still working my way through it. The millennials are what is called the hero generation. They are the ones that will be the leaders post crisis. We are at the moment going through a return of the crisis situation that, if I just use the US, because that's where the book is written from, the point of view of the US, you've got the crises like the Revolution War, the Civil War, World War II, the Depression and World War II, and now we're at what's called the millennial crisis. That started in around 2008 with the collapse of the banking system, which triggered the global financial crisis, which if certain other steps had been taken, ergo not bailing out the failing banks and just letting the whole lot crash down, we would have been through this stage a lot sooner. However, lesson was not learnt, and when a lesson is not learnt, we get it again in a even more slap up the side of the face format. But what's happening is that the ones that are coming through, and I'm talking about Katie Porter's, interesting how many of them are female, interesting how many of them are not squeaky white Caucasians, which I absolutely love. And these are the hero generation. They're the ones that will rebuild after the, just going to say, collapse of the systems. And as awful as it sounds, this is what is going to happen. Now, I mentioned yesterday the champagne bottle with the cork exploding off. I probably didn't take that all the way through. So at the moment, the champagne bottle is vigorously being shook. I could use another analogy to do with some bodily parts, but I'm not going to go down that path. But when the cork pops and everything that is trapped in behind it explodes out, it will not go back in the bottle. It won't go back to how it was. All that can happen is that we can mop up the mess and rebuild and move forward. And what the book talks about is the four generations. You've got they are the hero generation. I am of what's known as the nomad generation. That's us Gen Xers. And the ones that are currently in power and dictating are from what's called a prophet generation. Now, the prophet generation, it's the boomers, the older boomers, who are and sort of on cusping onto the silent era, that were the ones that were born prior to the boomers. Um, so what it basically is that what you find is the prophet generation want to go back to the safety of what they grew up with. But the hero generation ain't going back. Now, the next generation are known as the artist generation. So it's the 4 that rotate every cycle. The artist generation are basically my mum is very end of the artist generation, and my daughter is very beginning of the artist generation. So we've got the artists, we've got the prophets, we've got the nomads, and then we have the heroes. So the heroes are these young voices that are demanding to be heard, and they are the leaders that will be rebuilding after this crisis moment. They are the leaders. As I split the deck, I'm using the Lightseers Tarot, that will be rebuilding the new journey. They will be starting on they will be they will be the leaders on the new journey of this new cycle. Okay, Lightseers Tarot, in case you're wondering. So I just want to have a look. These hero generation, what do we need to know about them? What do they need from us? Yeah, planting the seeds to what can be, and then nurturing. That's what this hero generation is. Planting the millennials, planting the seeds to what can be on this path forward. I'm actually really excited, and we need more and more of them to step up. Now, David Hogg, fabulous young man who's sort of, he's of what's called the artist generation. The artist generation tend to have more of a desired view of what can be rather than the leadership view of what can be. And so, okay, asking about this hero generation, they're going to fully expose this older, materialistic, billionaire type energy. It's also a protective energy, though, so don't write the prophet generation off. They are also quite protective, but they're protective with the history, the historical way of thinking how things should be, rather than the new. And there is only one there's only one constant in life, and that is actually change. And yes, this is what they are bringing forward, is justice, real justice, balanced justice, not how much money have you got and what you can get away with, but it's justice on a deeper sense than just the judicial system. This is about rebalancing of fairness, and equality, and look at these these. They are getting a lot of major arcana. Now, my guides tell me to look at the bottom cards at particular instances. Yet they are bringing this new energy that is going to balance, rebalance, find balance, moderation. So I'm actually really excited. So show me what we need to know about this millennial hero generation that's coming through. Now, if you want to know a little bit more without reading the book, because boy, oh boy, I'll tell you what, it could be about a third of the length if they got rid of all the extra words and repetitiveness, and it would be a lot more easily readable. Just Google the fourth turning is here explanation, and you'll find some snippets. I put one in my post section, oh gosh, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, but it's now a long way down. Okay, what do we need to know about this hero millennial generation that's coming through? That is really exciting me. They're starting to be heard. They're starting to stand up and demand to be seen and heard. What do we need to know about them? They're bringing with them new ideas, new ways of doing, new laws, new new constitution. I was going to add more words on it and I was stopped. What they're bringing forth is new. As we tightrope walk over this crisis era, we're nearly at the other side. I was saying yesterday, we're more than halfway through the swamp. We need to keep going. It's actually further to go back. And do you really want to go back? This is about going forward. We are nearly at the other side. And what they are doing is they are bringing new ideas of doing, new legislation, change. Two birds here. Birds can mean change. So I'm actually really excited. The voice is going to increase, the messaging is going to increase and coalesce into the idea of this brilliant future going forward. There will always be outliers and dissenters, just be aware of that. But this millennial hero generation that's coming forward, they will not be contained in their messaging. Okay, the energy that is underlying this at the moment is this devil energy. The seduction of the same old, do not rock the boat, let's keep doing what we've always doing. It's incredibly seductive. But it will lead to nothing but despair. But this is the underlying energy at the moment. The addiction to what was. The corruption is underlying at the moment. Okay. In the past, it was not their time. They felt isolated. They had all this energy to bring forward. They felt isolated. They felt unheard. They felt like that they had to retreat to coalesce. I was going to say convalesce, but it's not the right word. As in work out what the heck that they wanted to do. But this is in the past now. They've now come down off this, or starting to come down off this isolated cliff that they felt that they had to sit on to work out what it is that they were bringing. And they're starting on this path. Now, when I talk about the devil, we have a choice of which path we want to take. We can take this low energy path and stay in the same old, which is really seductive, but it means that there is no change, there is no growth. We are not taking the path that we are meant to be on, and therefore we will repeat this lesson. Or we can take the path that we are meant to be on, but it requires action and it requires decisions and it goes uphill and it's not an easy path. But this is in the past. So I think they've come down off that hill and here they are in the here and now. The Eight of Pentacles, the energy crowning this. There's a lot of work going on behind the scenes. There's decisions to be made about what they can bring to the situation. And each and every one of them will find their skill, their ability. They have options to choose from. They are considering those options at the moment. So we are in this period of change. The immediate future. Looking at things differently. Absolutely. Bringing this light forward, looking at things differently. At the moment, they're in this comfortable zone where they are held up. And I'm not saying held up as in stopped, I'm saying supported. Thank you. They're being supported by the nomad and prophet generations, but they're seeing the future differently. It's quite interesting, the nomad generation of which I am, the Generation X's, we are the only generation that can really, well, the boomers can as well, but we've really embraced new technology. But we also remember a time without technology. So we're very much a straddle generation. Okay. Yeah, big energy that they're bringing. Absolutely. Big energy. The Ace of Wands. new ideas, new plans, fiery, passionate energy, new ideas, new careers, new ways of doing things externally and internally. They are prepared to work across the aisle to bring this to fruition. They understand that diversity is our strength, and they understand that working together will create magic. This is huge energy. We are at an end of an era, an end of a cycle. We're not quite at that end yet. We're so close, but this is about the ending, significant ending of a cycle and stepping through into the new beginning. Now, this is what this hero generation here are for, this millennial generation. They are going to step into this new energy. Now, we have the choice. We can either stay behind or we can step through with them. They are the leaders that are going to, with this change that is coming forward. They're the ones that are going to mop up and rebuild. The outcome, the Ten of Swords, again, another ending card. They're going to let go of what was and step over into a new beginning of what can be. Massive change. This is what they are bringing forth. They have on offer, and they want all of us to go with them. Some won't. I'm just going to say some won't. But they're coming forward with this offer. But if you choose to stay behind, they will leave you behind. Because they can see the future. They can see the truth and the reality and the strategy looking forward. And that is the direction that they are going to go. This is powerful energy. Powerful, powerful energy. They are going to be seen and heard. They're going to make sure that they are planting the seeds to the future and nurturing this future, this amazing future that can be. Currently, we are in the crisis of a nightmare situation, absolutely, but it is our individual choice as to whether we unfurl from this protective position of what was to pick up the key to unlock the door to what can be, because the future is going to be amazing with the Sun card. We've got the Six of Cups. The past, we will have the choice to sit in the woulda, shoulda, coulda, if only we could go back, blah, 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 blah. Past, on offer we have the what can be, what is the here and now, what can be created from the here and now to create magic going forward. So we have this choice. They are going to offer this option, and this option is coming whether you like it or not. This is the future. Those that dwell in the past will sit in this energy of regret and disappointment and loss. These millennials will be attacked by the messaging, but they know that they are protected. They are going to take control, and they are bringing forth the new opportunity, the new beginning. There is an option about which path to take forward, but they're going to take the blindfold off and choose. And the path that they are going to choose is the one about helping, looking after, caring, and bringing steady, progressive government. The lies are going to be exposed as they bring forth this powerful new messaging and new action. Time to stop pouring ourselves down this false promise of what was and look at what can be, because it's a new beginning of exuberance and joy that is going to be manifested. And this paring down and is going to come to an end as we are bought the new messaging by inspirational women. I'm going to say women, huge women. Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups, Star card, Queen of Pentacles. It's going to be women more than anything that are going to bring forward this new, where it's not dog eat dog, tear down. If I win, you have to lose. No, that cycle is at an end. I'm really kind of excited about this. It's not going to be easy, but this is the energy that this millennial, these women that are standing up, and it just seems to be the women. Every time you see one of these inspirational speeches, that you see these this messaging that's coming out, this inspiring messaging, we can choose to stay in this despairing, or we can choose to shed it and unlock the opportunities. It's now is the time to get on your bike with that Nine of Swords. Now is the time. Now, that being said, the leader that will come through, and I was just going to say Harris, the High Priestess, the divine feminine leader. Now, few readers, and I am amongst them, that will say, that have said, that I feel there will be an interim government and then new elections. And it will be Harris's choice as to whether she stands for the presidency, but I feel she will. We are moving on from this pare down, dog eat dog capitalism, billionaires making more in a second than their employees make in a year type energy. We're moving on from that. And I feel that Harris will actually stand and she will win, but the choice will be hers. So if you get that she's still in this iffy zone, yeah, I do get that she's still in this iffy zone. She will. Supported and seeing from a different point of view. This isn't Harris, this is this millennial hero generation, bringing new ideas, looking at things differently, and the way they are seeing it is all about community. Bottom up rather than top down is how they're looking at this new world that they want to build. Representation, not rule. Supporting those on the bottom rather than those on the top. How do I put this? It's like if you give somebody who's on minimum wage an extra $50, $100, $500, they will spend all that on either improving their life or essentials. A lot of the time they will spend the entire amount. If you give a multi-billionaire $50, $100, $500, they're like, whatever. And it means nothing to them, but it means everything to those in the community on the bottom level. And that's the energy they're bringing. I'm just going to show you the cards that popped out. The Empress. New feminine wisdom, feminine energy, emotions as their superhero cloaks, bringing about, birthing a new world, bringing forth new, and that new is about working together in strength, in unity, embracing diversity, knowing that that's our strength. This is powerful, powerful energy that this generation is bringing forth. This is what they are bringing, the Knight of Cups. It is about deciding what future they want to bring forth, stepping into their power and taking the steps to bring it about. And we have to decide, and it's moving forward whether we like it or not. We either get on board or we get left behind. This is the movement forward. Look at these big, big, big cards as I'm just pulling them off the top of the deck. New direction forward, movement forward, journey forward. And it's all about community. Coming together, communities, families, unity. On the base, we've got, if I go to the bottom of the deck, we've got this nightmare situation, but the White Raven is coming through. Yes, this crisis is a nightmare situation. We need to work together to create the future that we want, and we can create something beautiful and we can create something strong. We need to work together. It's about choosing the future, or choosing the elements of the future that you are personally drawn to, that you feel that you have a role in. It's not what's already happening. It's not what seems the easiest necessarily, and it's not what's necessarily yelling the loudest. What is it that you are drawn to create this future? Write it down. Whether it be universal health care, whether it be living wages, whatever it is that for you personally is really important. Take action on that as we are building this new. Make sure you stay out in the joy and the light and the celebration, and rally peacefully as this dark message tries to suck you in. Stay above it, stay out of it, because this is the energy that we are moving into, where our soul spirits can dance and sing. Okay, love to you all. Take care. Catch you shortly.